Classic mode Terraria is way too easy for anyone experienced with the game. So easy, in fact, that I was able to comfortably beat the game without any armor. We did it! I wish I could give you a more good reaction for content, but wow, that was an easy challenge. Only after 900 hours of prior playtime. But in order to make classic mode more interesting, in this series I'm playing through the whole game without dying once. And because the premise of hardcore is pretty self-explanatory, I don't need to waste any more time in this intro. Even though the risk of death meant the end of the series, the very beginning of this playthrough was a breeze. The enemies simply don't do enough damage to pose a threat in classic mode. I mean, in terms of this challenge's like difficulty, I feel like it really says a lot that the guide is able to single-handedly take care of like almost everything for me. I don't really have to even deal with enemies. Oh no, 7 damage. What will I do? As long as I was on the surface and away from the evil or jungle biomes, I could operate with no real risk. I explored said surface in my world, looting chests as I went. Yep, already found my recalls. Easy as that. More climbing claws. Okay, that's not really ideal. Okay, that's the jungle. I'm not sure I want to be in here. Actually, yes, I do. Who am I kidding? It's classic mode. How hard could this possibly be? More climbing claws. Are you kidding me? I will take anything except climbing claws. Honestly, I'd take an angel statue over it at this point. I just don't want to see climbing claws anymore. So please, game, throw me a bone. A step stool. I asked for anything else. I can't complain. I'm not allowed to complain about a step stool. I made myself a set of cactus armor, and with its thorns effect, meaning attackers took damage in return, as well as my climbing claws plural, I was set for the early game. Keep in mind that in a previous playthrough, I was able to make it through pre-hard mode with less defense than what the cactus armor was currently giving me.
I'm doing this with 1 defense, I should add. 1!
So I wasn't worried at all. In fact, I was so confident that I went to the Crimson to get the Undertaker super early, knowing for a fact that I wouldn't use it once. So this served no real purpose other than to stroke my own ego. This was a mistake. Despite all my confidence, there was one thing I was worried about. The caves may have more threatening enemies, but that wasn't my concern. I wasn't even concerned with fall damage, as all I had to do was not be stupid about it. No, I was worried about traps, particularly the explosives. Oh my god, wait. Do you guys see this? I cannot believe I spotted this. I'm not joking when I say that this pressure plate is the most valuable item in this entire challenge. By holding it, I can see the wiring revealing traps underground, even in darker areas. So as long as I held this and routinely checked, traps would be no threat to me. So with this, I was able to mine the ores for better tools and armor, find life crystals to get my health up to above 200, and found Hermes boots in a cloud in a bottle in the chests. Afterwards, I went back up to expand the storage area I'd recently built when... That's bad. Oh no, that's bad. That's bad. I need armor. This is gonna be a generational lock-in. That's gonna have to occur here. When I said that getting the Undertaker from the Crimson was a mistake, I mean it was a mistake. I hadn't even fought a boss yet, so I was anything but prepared to fight the Goblin army. And keep in mind, this is hardcore, meaning I'd have to flawlessly kill them. They're here already. Oh no. I don't have a ranged weapon either. This is not gonna be good, is it? All this for an Undertaker I haven't used once. And I'm probably never gonna use. This is what happens when you get too cocky. Do I need my lead? Do I need a bow? I think I do. Okay, lead bow. We're good. I think we're good. These tactics, plus some timely recalls with the potions, were enough for me to survive by the skin of my teeth. Honestly, I don't know how I did this, but with that miracle, I was more confident than ever, given I had just survived a huge mistake. And now I could get my rocket boots in Tinker's workshop super early, and the latter of which would be huge for the whole playthrough, since there are only 5 accessory slots in classic mode with no way to get more. So how did I follow up this reckless mistake? Whew. Okay, let's not go back in the underground desert. I almost died. I almost just died twice in a span of about 10 seconds. The Eye of Cthulhu was taking forever to spawn naturally, despite me having met all the conditions. So in the meantime, I did a ton of side quests. I expanded my house, built an arena, found some accessories in the sky, one of which was huge for the early game. Give me a Sky Fury. That is clutch. Boom. There we go. No more fall damage. I mined up some Crimtane for a Blood Butcher, which was terrible, by the way. We will be reforging that. Anyways. And then I got right back to waiting. It's raining slimes. Well then, that means we are finding King Slime, whether we like it or not. Since I was still waiting, and seeing how this was my one chance to finally fight a boss, I spent the whole time massacring slimes to spawn in King Slime. Here we go. Okay. We did it. We're just gonna use the sword, honestly. I'm saving the ammo, because I'm supposed to be fighting the Eye of Cthulhu soon. It's already almost halfway dead. I'm using an enchanted sword to kill him. Says a lot about the caliber of boss we're dealing with. Oh, the Eye of Cthulhu! Oh my god, he's spawning! I need to kill King Slime quickly. Please, die. Okay, you're not the main character anymore. There you go. Okay, he's gone. Come on, Eye of Cthulhu. I do not have all day. Here we go. Okay. There we go, we did it. All right, we won. Wow, that was easy. Okay, there we go. Honestly, that was so easy. I might just go rush and kill the Brain of Cthulhu. The boss rush was on. Neither King Slime or the Eye of Cthulhu posed a threat, even when fought back to back. So my confidence was at a huge high. I went straight into the Crimson, built one single row of platforms, and started the fight. In hardcore, over out of fork. Well, I got the weapon I wanted. They are getting melted. Is this it? Is this how easy this is gonna be? Yeah. I'm more worried about the... I think the spider legitimately is more of a threat to me. This is difficult, guys. I'm holding down my mouse right now. I don't know, guys. Do you think I'm gonna win? I'm gonna actually heal real quick, because I don't want to lose like that. All right, and we did it. Next up, Skeletron. He doesn't have the skull attack. The hands don't really do, like, any damage to me. And also it helps when he moves at a snail's pace. He can't really do anything. That fight was barely even worth mentioning. But with that out of the way, it was time to dive right on into the Fungeon. I only wanted two things in the dungeon, the Muramasa and the Shadow Key, the former which would be useful for the Knight's Edge, and the latter which would be useful to get a Hellwing bow, which would shred the wall of flesh. This shouldn't be too bad at all, right? After all, I could potentially get both in one chest, right? Nope, I didn't find anything. In fact, I ended up giving up and ended this recording session entirely. You know what? I'm actually gonna be smart. We're just gonna bail. The last thing I wanted to start this new session doing was going straight back into the dungeon, so instead I mined some Hellstone and got a Hellforge to be able to make Hellstone bars. There was one problem though, I didn't have enough obsidian for bars, so I went underground to get some more, and in the meantime I got life crystals to max out my health at 400 and found a ton of random loot to sell. The one thing I didn't find though, a magic mirror. Normally, you find one within an hour of starting a world, but here I am and I still don't have one. Leave it to Terraria to make one random item the rarest in the entire game just for one specific playthrough. But anyways, I crafted a volcano and molten armor, but I still needed more Hellstone bars for a pickaxe and imp staff. The latter, which may seem unnecessary since I'm not playing Summoner, but in hardcore, having passive damage and an ability to take out enemies before they can bother me is huge. But before I went back to mining, I built an ocean town for a pylon, presumably to teleport near the Shimmer. I didn't find it, because once again, Terraria makes things way rarer than usual just to spite me. So instead, I went to the underground jungle to grind for a blade of grass, the last missing part of the Knight's Edge. I still wanted a magic mirror as well. I found a beehive almost immediately, and... oh, I gotta be careful. The Queen Bee larva is right there. I do not want to fight her. Because the thing with Queen Bee, you know what makes her funny? You can't escape her. If you start a fight, she will chase you down if you try and leave. So you're forced to fight her. Unless I quit the game. But I'm gonna ban myself from doing that because that's no fun. For some reason, Queen Bee in particular will chase you down across the world, and if she's out of the jungle, she becomes a nightmare. So basically, if I broke that larva, I was dead. But with that close call avoided, we can keep grinding for the blade of grass. Oh! Oh my god, that's what happens when you... oh, dear god. Okay, don't open that chest. Do not open that chest. I'm not even kidding when I say I almost opened that. That almost ended the run right there. I ended up getting everything I needed for the blade, but I was not locked in, if you could tell. But with the sword crafted, the final missing part of the Knight's Edge was the Muramasa, which meant back to the dungeon for me. Actually, I have an idea. I could look for an ice mirror, because I'm having no magic mirror luck. I'll just look for an ice mirror. I ended up getting distracted on the way back and went into the ice biome for one purpose, to finally get a magic mirror. Wait, you see this? I missed this explosive by the absolute skin of my teeth. I didn't even see that. I just got so incredibly lucky. Honestly, I give up. I actually just give up at this point. So back to the Fungeon I went. And surprisingly, please have a shadow key. If this has a shadow key in here, I will be so happy. Please, game. No. Okay, well, I got the weapon I need. Golden key, golden key. Come on. Shadow key right here. We did it. All right, let's go. Let's get out of here. Boom. Okay, we did it. It wasn't too bad at all this time. I actually found both the Muramasa and Shadow Key within a few minutes. So after not one, not two, but 3 near deaths and no magic mirror, I crafted my Knight's Edge. At this point, I was almost ready to take on the Wall of Flesh, but there were a few small tasks I had to do before fighting. First, I killed 5 consecutive Eyes of Cthulhu for extra money. Next, I went back to Hell to get the Hellwing bow and mine a little more Hellstone. I ended up using said Hellstone for a pickaxe, but I didn't have enough for an imp staff, so I got lazy and decided, I don't need it. Then, I got some basic potions, and I mean basic, to the point where I was using a bow for this fight. I didn't even grab an archery potion. And all this was because I was feeling cocky. And lastly, I went to Hell once again to construct a platform, wait for a voodoo demon to spawn, And then it was time. So I waited. And waited. And waited. The voodoo demon is a fairly rare enemy, don't get me wrong. But normally it only takes like 5 minutes to find one. Not 20. Got so bad that I had to end this recording session and try again the next day. Let's actually get a voodoo demon to spawn. Can we please get one to actually spawn in this time? We did it! Oh my goodness, was that so hard? This time, it only took 4 minutes before one spawned, which proved my point that 20 minutes is not at all normal. But despite all my complaining, I had the guide voodoo doll and an archery potion now, and it was time to fight. Okay, let's fight, everybody. How much damage does he do? I can't even see. 6 damage! I just saw a 6 pop up. Yeah, this is not gonna be hard, is it? And we did it. Well, that was pre-hard mode. Classic mode pre-hard mode was an absolute joke. I never felt like I was in any real danger, but to be fair, I also got insanely lucky. I dodged so many potential deaths, and I'll have to lock in for hard mode, as the enemies and bosses will be more involved, and I got away with some crazy reckless behavior as well. But with all that, thank you for watching.